Hello everybody and welcome back to Blue Jay Acres. This is Noelle. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today for you I've got 13 $5 dinners. Some are a hair under $5, some are a hair over $5, like $5 and some change, or I think the lowest one is $3 and some change. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. These are great for if you're in a bind and you just need something to get you through to the next payday. These dinners are great for that. All right, let's get going, 13 of them. All right, so here is $5 meal number one, but it's actually only $3.75. And you can actually eat this one twice if you want, minus the apple. So we're gonna do half of the pancake mix, which makes 45 pancakes. We're gonna do about a fourth of the syrup. So the pancake mix, we're gonna do about 98 cents worth. We're gonna, for the syrup, we're gonna use, I'm gonna say about a fourth of the bottle for 59 cents. The apple was 69 cents. The sausage, we're gonna eat half of a pack of sausage for $1.48. So that together is $3.75. And I don't know about you guys, but my family loves a breakfast for dinner. Okay, I wanna show you real quick a couple different ways to do this. That way, if you wanted this to be like your breakfast for the week, you could switch it up and have very cheap options for breakfast. You can do your typical, here we go, just plain old pancakes. Nothing special about that. And do your apple slices and your syrup. And it's just a very basic pancake breakfast, or as we like to call it, Brenner. Is definitely a favorite if you have kids especially. They always love to have breakfast for dinner. It's a treat. The other thing you could do is with your apple, you could take it and just grate some apple into your pancake, or on top of your pancake here. And then you just have some, just kind of spread it around best you can. Then you have some apple pancakes. If you have some cinnamon, you could add that to that as well. That would be delicious. You can also just cut some of your sausage up and put a few pieces of sausage in. Then you have some sausage pancakes. Another option is you have your little muffin tin here. I'm using a mini muffin tin, but you can use regular muffin tins. But you can just put your pancake batter here and fill each one of these. And then you can just stick a piece of sausage in, and this would be like those pancakes and sausage on a stick. That is another option, and then you just bake it. Another option is to take your apple slice and just pop an apple slice, a little piece of apple in the middle of each one. And then you have like a little apple bite. And if you have some cinnamon to put on top, that'd be delicious. So I'm gonna put these in the oven so you guys can see how these look, and then just serve it with like some syrup to dip. All right, the next option would be to make an apple syrup. So I'm just gonna put some water in here and bring that to a boil. And I'm gonna cook these apples in it to make it soft. Now, if you had butter and some cinnamon, I would add that at this time too, because that would be really good. But I added the water just to kind of boil it and let these get nice and soft. I'm just gonna give these a little stir again. Really good would be some cinnamon in here if you have it. Now, even though this still has some water in it, I'm gonna add syrup. Butter flavor would be really good in here too. This is just gonna be a much thinner syrup, but I'm gonna let this now cook in the syrup some as well. All right, and then that's it. I'm gonna take this off. This is nice and cooked. I left them just slightly crispy so that they're not completely mushy, but you could just cook them down more if you wanted them to be a little bit softer. All right, so here's how I took those same ingredients, simple ingredients, and turned it into 4 different type of breakfasts. So, or 4 different ways. So there's the basic, just some pancakes, some syrup, some apple slices, and a couple pieces of sausage. Here's the little mini muffins to dip or to eat on the go. Here's the pancakes that have sausage and apple already in them. And then here is the pancakes with the apple syrup and sausage. Now I'll get Charles to taste test for you guys. All right, so Charles is gonna be your taste tester. Which one are you gonna taste first?
You know, I don't know.
How about just plain? Go with the one on the end that's plain.
This one?
Yeah. So if you were doing like this was your only ingredients for the week, I would buy a couple more apples, you know, like 5 or 6. And you could just, again, change it up so it tastes like you're having a little something different for cheap each day.
Mm-hmm. That's a 99-cent pancake mix? Is that what I saw?
No, I'm using half of it.
You're using half of it.
So it was like $1.98.
Even still.
I think is what it was for the box.
It's good pancake mix.
Yeah.
All right.
Try the little muffins.
Okay.
You pick them up with your hand and you dip them.
I have to look at this. You made a little face.
You get to try those next.
Happy Easter. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, we're actually filming this on Easter because my family's just going to eat this for Easter breakfast. So I just made up all the pancakes over there.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's kind of different. And then do one with the apple piece. So I gave you 3 sausage, 3 apple. And there's plenty to have more than that. That's not even 5 pancakes worth. If somebody wanted the whole batch of mini muffins, they could. That's still not going to equal your part of the apple and sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Like the apple one too?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the other 2 are going to be basically the same thing. One is grated apple in the pancakes, and the other one is just the pieces of sausage. So basically the same.
I like the sausage little mini muffin better than the apple one, though. I think because it's got more zing. Let's do this.
Yeah, but that's a way to get part of your apple and your sausage. Get all of it. Your fruit, your...
Oh yeah, I mean, it wasn't
your meat.
It's just which one I like better.
You might like this one a little bit better though, because this one's got it grated in it.
What a grated idea.
Oh, thank you.
It's got the flavor of the apple distributed a little better than just in the chunk.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And of course, butter would make all the pancakes taste better, but they really are fine the way they are. But if you have butter, add butter.
What's up with you making little faces again?
Just eat.
I'm just saying. Make little faces.
Or you could add like a dollop of whipped cream on top of the apple ones if you wanted, with some cinnamon on top of that to make it a little bit fancier.
Whoops. Edit that out.
Not happening. So what'd you think of that one?
It's good.
It's got
I
the
like
sausage.
It. Yeah.
All right, now try the apple syrup. And then we need to move on to the next
This one?
recipe. Yep.
Oh yeah, I like it that way.
All right, dinner number 2. The rest of these dinners I'll do just pretty fast for you because they're all going to be pretty easy. So we're going to start here. A loaf of French bread for $1. I have these real bacon pieces. We're going to use half of that bag for 89 cents. I have a whole block here of mozzarella cheese. We're going to use that. It's $1.77. Normally they're $2, but I did get it on sale for $1.77 this week. I have a Chef Boyardee pizza sauce. We're only going to use half of that, so it's going to be 59 cents. And then we're going to use a whole can of corn for 64 cents. So altogether, this meal will be $4.89. All right, I just lined my paper or my baking sheet with some aluminum foil just to make it easier. And you guessed it, we're just doing some French bread pizza and corn. Super easy. These are all also great lunch ideas for when you're just trying to do a fast, easy lunch. These are also the great dinners for super fast weeknight. You just don't have a lot of time to be in the kitchen, or you just don't like to cook. Then I'm going to use a whole block of cheese. We like a lot of cheese. You don't have to. You could use less. That is up to you. That'd be even save you even more if you use like half the cheese. But we like a lot of cheese on ours. Try to get some of it up off there. All right, and then half of our bacon bits. If you don't like bacon bits, it was just cheaper than doing pepperoni. But that's up to you, and I didn't even use a half of the bag. I still have way over a half of the bag. All right, I'm gonna pop that in the oven. All right, here is our pizzas. All right, dinner number 3. I have a can of green beans here for 64 cents, a small can of chicken chunks for $1.18, a box of pasta for 98 cents, and Alfredo sauce for $1.82. So I'm going to start by getting this penne pasta al dente. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is cook the pasta. This is going to go really, really fast. And again, if you don't like to cook or you don't have any time, this is a great one for you. Okay, so now this pasta is done, but it does still have some water in it. But I'm going to leave that water in it because I'm going to let it cook just a hair bit more with all our stuff in it. So, actually, I'm going to move this into my bigger pot here. All right, then I'm going to dump our can of green beans in here. Our can of chicken, I just drained and put that in there. And then our jar of Alfredo sauce. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of water to this. Shake it up, try and get more of that out of there. If you had some bread and you wanted to add, you know, some bread with this to cook in it, you could. Alright, then I'm going to put this back on to cook for just a few minutes, just kind of cook that down. If you don't want it to be a thinner like this, then you could drain all the water out of your pasta. I just wanted it to be a little thinner so it's not too thick when I cut some of that chicken up. So it's not too thick. So I'm going to let that cook just for a few more minutes. So while this is cooking and getting a little thicker, I'm going to add some salt and some pepper. The other thing you could do is just bake this in the oven if you don't want to cook it on the stovetop and make it more like a casserole dish. You could also top this with some cheese if you have some cheese. That would be good as well. All right, here is dinner option number 4. For this, we're going to use some peas and carrots for 67 cents. Can of tuna for 96 cents. Can of cream of chicken soup for 68 cents. A box of mac and cheese for 58 cents. A box of pasta for 98 cents. And a bag of fried onions for $1.54. Now this, I got the garlic pepper, but you can get any kind that you like. And that total for this is $5.41. Alright, so the first thing for this one, I'm going to take my box mac and cheese. I'm going to take out the cheese sauce. And I'm going to take my box of pasta, whatever kind you like. I'm going to add that in here. And then I'm just going to boil this and get this cooked to al dente because we are going to put this in the oven. Okay, while we're waiting on the pasta, we're going to make up our little sauce to go with this. So I'm going to do 1 can of cream of chicken soup. And I'm going to add a can of water to that because we are going to turn this into a casserole. Some of the water in here as well. And I'm going to add our cheese packet. I might even add a little bit more water. And just carefully stir this around. Try not to lose too much of your cheese packet. Okay, looking at how many noodles this made, I don't know if I'm going to use all those noodles or not. So I'm going to just start spooning some of them out and putting them in my casserole dish. My oven is preheated again to 350. That's what I cook most things on. I just wanted to make sure that it was going to be enough to serve 4 hearty portions. But I also want to make sure it's enough to get this creamy cheese sauce on it. I used almost all of it. Alright, then I'm going to pour in our creamy cheese sauce. And I want to add our peas and carrots. I just drained those cans and our can of tuna. I'm going to just get in here and break that tuna up so it gets spread out throughout the casserole. Now, if you didn't want to use the crunches on top, I just like crunches on top. You could add more tuna, so this would have, you know, more protein in it. Just kind of stir that all around. If you have other cheese, you could add other cheese to this. And then I'm going to sprinkle up my fried onions on top. And I'm going to bake this in the oven. Alright, so here is the pizza. Everybody gets 2 big pieces and 1/4 a can of the green beans. And if you wanted, you could add a salad or something like that if you have that. Otherwise, this is good just how it is. Here is our bowl of pasta and green beans. You could add some cheese to this on the top if you have some mozzarella or some Parmesan cheese, sorry. You could add that to the top if you have a salad or some bread to go with it. That would be great too. Or just leave it as it is. It's still very good. All right, Charles is going to try these next 2 dinners for you.
Oh, is there chicken in here?
There is some chicken in there. You got to find it. There's not a ton of chicken.
It's like spearfishing.
There's not a bunch of chicken, but there is some. That one's going to be hot.
You snuck in a green bean.
I did put green beans in.
All right, now I got a little bit of everything.
It's better for you than broccoli. I would prefer asparagus, but that's too expensive to keep it at $5.
The pasta and chicken drown out the green bean taste.
So you like it? Can you taste the Alfredo, or did I get it too watery? No, you can taste it.
Not too watery.
All right, now try your pizza.
The wee we sort of the Frenchy bread.
Yes, it was.
That's better in my mind. Pretty darn good.
All right.
Except, that's really a finger food.
Yeah, it is. You just like to use a fork.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. All right, we'll see you with the next 2. All right, here is our next dinner. A 2-pound bag of fries for $3.42. A can of chili for 78 cents. And a can of cheese for $1.58. So altogether, this was $5.78. Okay, so for this one, very easy. I'm going to start by just putting these fries into the oven. All right, I'm going to bake these. While we're waiting on the fries to cook, this chili is very thick, so I'm going to take this can of chili and I'm going to add a little bit of water to this just so that I can make it thinner, so I can put it over the fries better. So we're just gonna do like chili cheese fries. And if you had some chopped onion, fresh shredded cheese, that would be really good too on this. I don't want it too watery, but I want it to be able to spread. Okay, our fries have been in there for a while. So now I'm gonna go on and pour the chili and the cheese over it and put them back in the oven to cook some more. And this again would be great with sour cream, onions, and then I'm going to do our nacho cheese sauce as well. Alright, then I'm going to pop that back in the oven. Alright, here are the chili cheese fries.
What do we got here?
Alright, so you have a tuna casserole and chili cheese fries. Now I'm going to tell you guys my opinion on the tuna casserole is if you can afford it, I would get another can of cream of chicken, celery, mushroom, whatever you want soup.
You think it is?
Just because I think it needs a little bit more cream. It's good. And the French fried onions make all the difference. They give it so much flavor. But I would add another can of cream soup. If you have the money, it's like 69 cents, I think. But I think it's good.
I could see that, but then I'm one of those people that likes their stuff thick.
Yeah.
So that doesn't bother me.
So he like, well, I said it's still good. I just would prefer it a little bit creamier.
That's actually surprisingly good.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
You know, I thought it was gonna be a little fishy.
Go. Next, the chili cheese fries.
The things that sound better in
And
my
Kate's been eating on those. She said they're so good. I think a little sour cream, a little green onion, even some diced tomatoes if you have it. I mean, you can dress it up, but I think even just as it is, it's good.
I could see the green onion in it though.
Mm-hmm. But how about how it is now for a $5 dinner? Well, it's a hair over $5, but...
A hair over?
A hair over.
Yeah, splitting hairs.
Alright, we'll see you on the next two.
We're good.
Okay, so for meal, let's see, this is number 6. We're going to use a half a loaf of French bread. Sorry guys, this just came out of my freezer. It needs to be used up. But this is $1, so we're going to use 50 cents worth of that. We're going to use a half a bag here of dry Great Northern beans for 99 cents. Now if you can afford a little bit more, then you could buy 2 cans of already ready to go Great Northern beans. We're going to use 1 chili seasoning mix for 74 cents. 1 of the small cans of chicken for $1.18 and $1.77 for a jar of salsa. And altogether this dinner is going to cost $5.18. Alright you guys, this is also going to be our only Crockpot dinner. So in here I'm going to put a half a bag of the dry beans. Just make sure you check it for any kind of little rocks or bad beans. I'm going to use a half a bag. I've got a little bit more to go. Okay, that's about a half a bag. Just a hair bit more. You can see it's about half the bag. You can measure it out if you want. I'm going to rinse these real quick. Okay, then to this I'm going to add that can of chicken. Going to add the chili seasoning mix. I'm going to add a jar of salsa. And the beans will definitely, add some water to that. The beans are definitely going to puff up, you know, and expand as they soak. Then I'm going to give this a stir, and this is one you can just cook on high all day, low all day, however you want to do it. I'm probably just going to put mine on high, and this will be like a good taco soup. You could also always add corn, you could add more chicken, you know, depending on just what you have money for. This already smells delicious. You could leave the chicken out and just add another kind of bean if you want and leave it meatless. Or you could leave the chicken out and add a little cheese and use $1 for cheese, and that make it even cheaper. Alright, we will come back to this at the end of the day and we'll do a taste test with that later. Okay, here's what we need for meal number 7. I have smoked sausage for $1.34, mixed vegetables for 96 cents, 89 cents for half of this block of cheese. Rice, I'm going to use half of that bag for 46 cents, a jalapeno for 34 cents, and cream of chicken for 68 cents, bringing this one's total to $4.67. I'm just going to bake in the oven. If you want to make the rice first, it'll cut down on the baking time, but I'm just going to do it easy. Throw it all in a pot and bake it in the oven. So I'm going to use half this bag of rice. So a cup of rice, and that's about half of that bag. Then I'm going to add 2 cups of water. I'm going to add my can of cream of chicken soup. Get a smaller spatula. This one's getting all tore up. Alright, then I'm going to just kind of mix this all together in here. I'm going to add my can of mixed vegetables. Stir this up. I'm going to chop up my jalapeno, but I'm going to leave the seeds off because I don't want it to be too spicy. If you like spicy, leave the seeds, but I know Charles does not do spicy, so. Now the cheese we're gonna leave on the side because we're gonna top it when it's done cooking. We're gonna let this bake for about an hour covered so that the rice gets good and cooked, and then we'll top it with some cheese and put it back in the oven. So just add that to your stuff here. And then I'm going to just cut my smoked sausage as well. And then again, I'm just going to bake this covered for an hour. Alexa, start a 1 hour timer, please. All right, we'll see this one in an hour. Okay, now our sausage and rice has been done or cooked for an hour. So now I'm just gonna grate that half a block of cheese on top and then just put it back in to get melted. Okay, this just goes back in until it's nice and melted and that stuff. All right, dinner number 8. We have a box of stuffing for 97 cents, a big can of chicken for $2.78, 68 cents for cream of chicken soup, and mixed vegetables for 96 cents. All right, so here the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dump our can of chicken in here. I'm gonna drain this water. I'm gonna throw it in our chicken. I'm gonna drain our mixed vegetables. Sorry, I keep forgetting he fixed my light there and I can use that. I'm gonna add our mixed vegetables. Then for our cream of chicken, I'm gonna put just a little bit in this pan here because we're gonna make our stuffing, but we don't have any butter, so we're gonna add the cream of chicken to that just to make it have that richer flavor. Then we're gonna add our cream of chicken here. If you want to add seasonings, you can. Again, I'm trying to do more just what we buy. Just like most of you might have rice already in your house and you don't need to buy rice for some of these recipes. You might have a can of mixed vegetables sitting around your house or something like that. So I'm just trying again just to make it according to what I'm buying. To the top of this, I will add a little bit of salt and pepper. I like casseroles just because they're so easy, especially when you have minimal ingredients. All right, and then we have our stuffing. So we're gonna, in this pan, we're gonna add the amount of water that it says to add. So this says to add, where is it? Right over here, add 1/4 cup of water. I'm sorry, 1.5 cups of water and 1/4 cup of butter. And instead of butter, again, we put some of that in. And I'm going to get our water in this can to get the rest of that chicken broth out. I'm just kind of give this a stir. That's probably pretty close to the amount of water I need. If I need a little bit more, I'll just add a little more water. So now I'm going to just bring this up to a boil. Then we'll add our stuffing, cover it, and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to top our casserole with it and pop it in the oven. Okay, so now this is nice and boiling. I'm just going to open up my stuffing mix and add it. And this will add a lot of flavor as well. Let me give it a stir. If it needs a little bit more water, I'll just add a little bit more now, but honestly, I think that'll be fine. I think the 1 can of water was plenty. All right, now I'm just gonna cover this. Easiest way to do it is pop your pan right on. Okay, now just fluff it up a little bit. We're gonna add the stuffing. This will end up being a Charles, I'm sure, love. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the oven. All right, here is the stuffing casserole. All right, and here is what it looks like served up. All right, so here is the sausage bake. All right, and here it is all served up. All right, you guys, dinner number 9. I'm gonna start with a can of chili, the hot dog chili at 78 cents. We are gonna do hot dogs. The pack of hot dogs was $1.18. The peas were 64 cents. We're gonna not even do a half of an onion, but half of the onion would be 39 cents. We're gonna do a half a block of cheese here for 89 cents. And then we're gonna do buns. Now they substituted out the Wonder Buns, but this would be for $1.46, the Walmart brand buns. Bringing this one's total to $5.34. If you don't want peas, then it's under $5. I just was trying to throw in some kind of a veggie along with it. But you could also maybe go to the dollar store and get a bag of chips to go with this if you wanted, you know, and not use maybe the onion and the peas. So it's up to you on how you would want to do it. You could definitely make this work, but let's put this together. Okay, so you could do it just regular buns and put your hot dogs in, of course. But I'm just gonna do it more kind of just casserole style. So I'm gonna lay my buns out like this. I'm gonna put it in this bowl, but I'm gonna add some water to this because it's very thick, and I want it to cover like the whole thing. Yep, I'm dropping some. This is about a half a can of water. I'm just gonna stir it up. And I'm just gonna cut them into pieces. This time, the peas are not going in it. I am just going to put the peas on the side. And honestly, with any of them, if you don't want the veggies in it, you can always put them on the side. Actually, I think I'm going to squish that up. Add a little bit more here. There. Okay, I'm going to top it with the hot dog. Then I'm going to start pouring the chili over top. I think mustard would be good on this too, but this is kind of like making 3 ways. Or, I'm sorry, like we have Skyline chili dogs out here. And, it's like you're making that like cheese conies. I'm going to use half of this block of cheese. I am going to use the other half in the next recipe. And I think what I'm going to do here then is just break up this bun, put it on here. So I've got all the buns on. Alright, then I'm going to sprinkle onion on top. Then I'm going to top it with our half a block of cheese. And then we'll put this in the oven and just bake it all together. Alright, then this goes in the oven just for like 15 minutes. Here is the chili cheese dog casserole. Alright, and here it is, all plated up, the chili cheese casserole. Alright, number 10. This one is another take on our Cincinnati chili out here. This one is going to be your 3-way or your 4-way. So what I've got here is 2 pounds of spaghetti because you want everybody to be good and full, and that's $1.92. I have oyster crackers. We're going to use half of that bag for 54 cents. A can of hot dog chili for 78 cents. A can of hot chili beans for 78 cents. We're going to use some of this onion. Again, half of it would be 39 cents, so, you know, however much you want to use that. And then we're going to use the other half of the block of cheese for 89 cents. So altogether, this is $5.30. If you wanted to do 1 pound of spaghetti, do 1 pound of spaghetti, and that'd be even cheaper. That'd take pretty much $1 off. So that's up to you how much your family eats. I'm doing for 4 grown people. But if you have small children, you could definitely just do 1 pound of spaghetti. All right, so all I'm gonna do, the first thing is to just cook the spaghetti. And I'll probably actually only use about 1.5 pounds of this. But you can use up to the 2 pounds and be fine. So I'm gonna get that cooked real quick. Okay, so here the spaghetti is done. So then all you do is add the chili beans and the can of chili. Just stir this all together. You can heat it back up if you want. Charles doesn't like things really hot. He thinks that the noodles, right when you first do it, keep it hot enough. And then I'll show you how you finish it off. Okay, and then to finish this off, you're going to top it with some of your onion. You're going to grate some cheese on top. Again, what's good with this too would be some mustard or hot sauce. That's how they serve it out here. You can see there's plenty of cheese to put that much on each serving. And then you serve it with some oyster crackers on the side. So here is the chili spaghetti, or as we call a 4-way. All right, so he's got 3 to try for you guys. So this is the stuffing casserole.
So this is the point where I decide which one is going to be my actual lunch today.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Take 2 bites just to make sure.
Yeah, because I think you really just ate the stuffing.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's like a, I don't know, a stuffing chicken pot pie kind of thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yeah, the people said on the last video they could tell when you didn't like your vegetables and the things that I mix vegetables in. So I did say that I make you eat them even though you do not like them.
So this has my favorite green vegetable, corn.
All right, try the next one.
You're saying it comes in a green husk.
Try the next one.
All right, which one do you want to try next?
I
I'll
don't
try
care.
this one.
The hot dogs?
I know it's been out just a little bit longer. I know it's a
You might need a fork. I think next time I would break up the bottom hot dog buns too. Just because they're, you know, they didn't want to cut very easy because they got a little crispy on the bottom, which is good. Mm-hmm. But I think if I tore them up into bite-sized pieces. You like that one?
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
And that's supposed to be served with peas. I didn't because you're just sampling everything and you've got vegetables in the other one. But if you didn't want to go that route, you could always do like Fritos. That would be good too from like the dollar store. That'd be good with those too, or crumbled on top.
Peas because you chose peas, or peas because it was like planned?
No, I chose peas.
You chose peas. Okay. I'm not trying to figure out why peas.
Just because a different vegetable, because all of it's, yeah, just that's one I picked.
I think there were peas in the other one.
Yeah, they're all kind of vegetables. I use the mixed vegetables. All right, this is vegetable-less. This is your 4-way. Normally I would put mustard on. Girls would put hot sauce. You don't do any of it. You do it just like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm a simple kind of guy that knows what he likes.
Do you even eat the oysters with it?
On the side.
Yeah. People think we're crazy because it is a Cincinnati thing, but if you haven't had it, you really should try it. Yeah.
I think it turned out pretty good.
All right, here's this one. This one is probably my favorite that I made so far today.
Oh, I can tell you just got it off the stove, or out of the stove. Our dishwasher's singing behind you.
Yes, it's done.
It's good. I think I still like the chili cheese dog one the best.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's got a little bit more zing to it with the onion. And this is just a little bit more flat flavor.
See, I didn't think it was flat at all. Because you got the jalapenos and stuff in it. Okay, I didn't think it was flat at all.
Oh, well then I just didn't get the jalapeno yet.
It's not spicy, but it's definitely got flavor.
Well, I thought you said this was sausage in here, so...
It is.
Yeah, I was expecting, I guess, a little bit more zing in general.
Did you get smoked sausage in the last bite?
I think so. It was smoking when I ate it.
You should know. If you got sausage in there, bought or not. Then maybe you want some salt or something on it. You can always salt and pepper it too. That one was my favorite. I didn't think it was bland at all.
No, I think I got a little bit more of the vegetable medley mix kind of thing you got going in here, and that last bite was a little bit better.
If you just get rice and try and avoid vegetables, then that can make things taste bland.
Avoid. I've been known to avoid.
All right, so rank them, the 4 you just tried. So number 1 you said was chili cheese dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And then which one?
I don't know. I almost think the stuffing chicken one is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really close between that and the chili spaghetti. And then this one, all good. Still not my favorite.
Yeah, it's still got all the veggies in it.
I like the creaminess of it though.
Yeah.
This would be...
It's very creamy.
This would be something I would really like to eat after coming in on a cold day.
Mm-hmm. It's very creamy. I don't usually make our rice creamy. We usually have it more plain.
This is more of a comfort food to me, where the chili cheese dog is more like a fun food. If that makes any sense.
Not really. I think all 4 of them are comfort food, but if it makes sense to you, that's what matters.
Sense to me. I give them all a thumbs up.
There you go. All right, so for this next meal, we're going to use a half a bag of these chips right here for 99 cents. We're going to use a can of these mixed chili beans for 82 cents. We're going to use half a block of cheese for 89 cents. We're going to use half of this can of olives for 82 cents, enchilada sauce for $1, and half a bag of rice for 46 cents. Now the first thing I'm going to do is just go on and cook up half my bag of rice. Alright, I got my oven set 350 degrees. Sorry, it's 350 degrees. I'm going to start by putting some chips down here. That's more than I wanted to. Start by putting some chips down. Aw, thank you, baby. I love it. Thank you. I'll put it right away in the water. Right there with my onions. Beautiful. Thank you. And then I'm going to pour just a little bit of this enchilada sauce over the beans, or I'm sorry, over the chips. Then in here, I cooked up my rice. So I'm just going to do these chili beans in here with this rice. And I'm sorry, I don't think I told you guys the total. So the whole total for this one is $4.98. Then I'm just gonna mix this together. Again, I already did my rice is cooked. This would be like an enchilada casserole. I'm gonna just pour that, if you can see this, I'm gonna pour this over my my chips. Alright, then I'm gonna just pour the rest of my enchilada sauce on here. I'm going to take a few more chips and just kind of crush it on the top. I'm going to shred my half a block of cheese on top of it. And then we got our black olives here. Take about half of that and just put it on top. I'm not even using half the can. And that's it. I'm gonna put this in the oven, let it cook for about 20 minutes. All right, here is the casserole right out of the oven. And here it is all plated up. All right, and here is our Crockpot chicken chili that we made and bread. So I'll have Charles come in and try these two, and then we have 2 more to go. All right, Charles is gonna taste them for you.
I am, and please excuse the appearance. I've been out doing yard work.
He's a mess.
Where do you want me to start?
Either one, just try one.
All right, I'll start here.
All right, that's the chili.
I gotta tell you, at a look, looks like pork and beans.
Yeah, it's not. There's no pork in it. It's chicken. Canned chicken and like chili beans. He's mowing our grass to go feed it to our cows so that it doesn't get wasted because they love it. They start mooing like crazy when they hear the lawnmower.
That's really good.
Good. Try the other one. You can't just keep eating that one.
Yeah.
And you have bread to go with it.
It eats like baked beans, but it tastes like chili.
Because it's thick.
Mm-hmm.
You
and
like it
got
thick.
So many beans in it.
Yeah, and you like it thick.
That's good.
Thank you. All right, just pick around the black olives. You guys are learning about my picky husband if you're new.
Well, come on. Not liking olives isn't picky.
There's so many things you don't like.
Oh. That's alright.
I think it's good. That's not his favorite kind of thing, but I thought it was really good.
The whole goal here, what? Is $5 meals?
Mm-hmm.
And I think for a $5 meal, this is really good. So, is it the best thing you've made today? No.
Let's see, in my opinion, it is. That's probably my favorite I've made today. But we like things very different.
Tell you why. I love tortilla chips.
He doesn't like them
I don't
soft.
like them when they get soggy.
And I wanted them soggy to be like if I was having an enchilada, which they are soft.
That is probably the difference, because if I were dipping these chips in this and putting it on the chip and it was crispy, I'd probably like it a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's just a personal
He doesn't like nachos if it's got the cheese on it and then baked, which is everybody else does.
I like them crunchy.
He likes it just to dip his chips into the stuff.
Either way.
But that honestly was one of my favorites right there.
If you'd made this for me as a $5 meal and this was dinner, not just me taste testing,
you'd be totally happy.
I'd be perfectly happy.
Good boy. All right, we'll see you for the last 2. All right, so here is our next one. We have some macaroni here for 98 cents. Smoked sausage for $1.34. The tomato, basil, garlic pasta sauce for $1.62. A can of tomato soup for 68 cents. And a half a block of cheese for 89 cents. That brings this one's total to $5.51. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cook my pasta until it's al dente. So just till it's just a little bit cooked. Pretty much, I find to get it al dente, what works the best is just put it in, then fill it with water, then put it on, and by the time it comes to a boil, I just turn it off and strain it, and it's pretty much ready to go. Because we are going to bake this in the oven. Alright, this is boiling now. So I'm gonna go in and just strain it. And then right in here, I'm gonna add my can of tomato soup, my jar of pasta sauce, I just add a little bit of water and get that pressed the way out. Then I'm gonna cut my hot dogs, or I'm sorry, the smoked sausages. It's up to you if you want to use scissors or cut it with a knife. Next, I'm going to just stir this all together. Then I'm just going to pour it here into my casserole dish. And I'm going to top it with this cheese. I'm just going to cover this with some foil, and I'm going to put this in to bake. This will bake for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Now, if you didn't want to serve it with green beans, you could use that other half a loaf of bread that we have for 50 cents, and that would save you a little bit of money on this as well. That, again, is your choice. All right, here is the sausage pasta bake. All right, for our last one here, we have a can or a package of this Martha White Cotton Country cornbread mix, and that is $1.12. Then we got a can, I got chili dog, so chili with beans and franks. We're actually going to follow the recipe on the back of this bag, and it's an easy tamale pie. And it calls for 2 cans of chili with beans. So you could even make this cheaper if you wanted to do just 2 mixed beans, but I thought to add a little bit of something to it, I'd do the chili dog because it has a bits of franks in it, and mix it with that beans as well. But if you wanted to just do 2 cans of the beans, then you would save a little bit of money, because this is 82 cents and this one is $1.98. So you would definitely be cheaper if you wanted to just do the 2 cans of beans like it says. But again, I just went with that. A half a block of cheese, and that is 89 cents. And then I'm going to serve it with some green beans, and that was 64 cents. So altogether $5.15. Again, looks super simple, and we're just following this package on the back. Okay, this one is super easy. You're just going to take your 2 cans of beans, and put them in your baking dish. So I'm just going to kind of mix this up some. And then it says just spread it on the bottom here. Then just spread the cheese over top. This honestly is getting so soft, I think I'm just going to crumble it. It's been sitting out for a little bit, so it's getting soft. And then in a bowl, we're going to take our cornbread mix here. And then it says to add to that 3/4 a cup of water. I'm just going to stir that up. And this is going on top of this. Sorry, you're seeing all my notes and my papers as I was planning everything out. This just pours on top. And just kind of spread it a little bit. And that's it. This one's ready to go into the oven until the top becomes nice and golden brown. All right, here is the tamale casserole all done. All right, so here is the tamale one, and here is the pasta one. Charles is gonna try them for you. All right, here he goes. You're gonna try this one.
Tamale one?
Yeah. It's on the back of the bag of the cornbread mix. What do you think?
It's actually pretty good.
Good.
I was questioning it, but it tastes good.
Good. All right, and then pasta. You're such a pasta lover.
I am.
It's all gotten a little cold. Well, actually, that one's still got some smoke coming out, so that one's still warm.
No, it's still warm. And that's pretty good too.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, don't forget to give a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night, wherever
Bye.
you are.